scrappy friends, I have a click kit layout for you today. And this is the layout that I did for the blog hop that we just did on Wednesday. So I'm posting this now, even though I actually have a couple of other layouts to share with you guys that are from like last week. I am very behind on editing. I decided to use that polka dot paper from the kit and this kit uses the Cocoa Vanilla Studios collection, Hello Lovely, and it is super pretty, super pretty. But that polka dot paper just seemed so fun, and it reminded me of this photo that I have of my girl smiling and super happy from the beginning of school. So I'm going to use this, and right now I am just drawing metallic lines, like stitching around the layout, and I'm going to do some ziggles. Is that even a word, ziggles? I just made up a new word, ziggles. I am going to use some texture paste because I was really wanting to use a little bit of mixed media on my layout, but not too much. I mean, this paper is already really busy, and I know I could have added gesso and toned it down and did something really pretty on it too. But I really wanted to keep it really light and just add something that added a little texture. I really wanted texture on this page. So you see me add a little bit of that silver metallic gelato, and the thing about the gelatos or any metallic stuff in texture paste, I find that it's really hard to get it to get shiny. I probably needed to activate it in a little bit of water. Even I use the Miriam Smith Color Lab powders that she has, and I really like those. They work really nicely for using in texture paste because you don't have to add water to them. The thing is, the metallic one or the pearlescent ones don't show up that well on texture paste, I don't think. And I was really going for like a silver color, and it kind of turned more gray. But that's okay because it ends up turning out really nice. And the gray matches with polka dots anyway, so it wasn't like a disappointment. And I just added a little bit of black, like a speck. Just a little tiny. And I had to mix it quite a bit. I cut a lot of that out because it's boring watching someone mix texture paste. And the texture paste that I'm using right now is from Teresa Collins, and it's a little bit thicker. And I decided to use that because of the stencils that I'm using. I'm using this heart one from Pink Fresh Studios, but Wilna made it, and it's gorgeous, but it has a lot of detail, and I just wanted the heart, and so I wanted something that was going to stay really stiff. And I found that with the Liquitex or even the Ranger, they're a lot lighter and it's more whipped, and so if you start mixing stuff in it, even if you're not adding liquid, the texture isn't as thick, and I really wanted it thick. So there was that crepe paper in the kit, and I really wanted to do something with it. I wanted it on my layout because it's just something unique, and really it's a challenge. And I think that creativity-wise, it's good to add stuff to your layouts every once in a while that just are a little bit different and outside. So I am taking this, and I am like zigzagging, is that a word to use to describe this? No. I am folding it back and forth to make kind of like how you would do with like a fan, but I'm making sure it's staggered a little bit so you can see, well, at this point you can see the folds. You're not going to see it later, and I kind of knew that maybe that was going to happen. But that's okay. And I am going to cut a lot of this out because I spent a long time doing this. It took a while. So I was just, listening to music and got into my flow. And I did use my tiny attacher at the ends. And you'll see me finish up the other end. So I'm just doing it back and, I'm just folding it over, glue, folding, and So here I am at the end, and I banner or like a fishtail cut both ends, and I really like how that looks. It added a really fun texture, and I'm gonna lay this on that pattern paper right there. And I wasn't sure at first if I wanted to use the blue or the gray side, and I really like that gray. This kit, I'm really loving like the grays and the pinks, and so now I'm trying to figure out what I want to put, like if I want to put something underneath it, because I feel like it needs something else. And so I'm pulling out these vellum hearts. I love them. I need another pack. And there's my tiny attacher. I use it a lot on this well, actually I didn't use it a lot on this layout. I lied. I thought about using it a lot. And then I remembered that I had this piece of tulle, and it's been in my stash like probably a year almost, maybe. I don't know. It's been in there for a while, at least the new year. And I want to use this with that. It's just that hot pink vellum heart really reminded me of it, and I do staple it in the middle because I didn't want it sagging too much. And I knew my photo was going to cover those staples, so it really didn't matter that they were. And I like when you see the close-ups of my layout, it really is just looks so cool. It's got a lot of dimension. This is probably going to be a harder one to fit into the protector, but that's okay. Actually, really what I should do with this, but that would require me to actually look to see how much they cost and buy one and hope it doesn't crack on the way here, is get one of those frames that you can put the layouts, like the shadow box. I think that's what it is, right? The shadow boxes. And frame that. That would be really cool. And so in the kit, there was some more of those vellum hearts, and I just used some of those. And now I'm trying to think of what else I want to layer. And I know I want to use that black and white from the Fine and Dandy collection. And I was thinking about using that pink because I knew I needed pink. And then I decided that I didn't like it. It wasn't pink enough. And I remembered that I got the Dear Lizzie paper from the Click store. And so I'm going to use this. So technically it's not like part of the main kit, but that's okay. It's pretty anyway. In the end, it's like I like to try to use my kits all together as much as possible, but I think near the end, like in the end, after I've done a couple layouts, I really don't mind adding some stuff in. And I'm going to fishtail these. I'm just trying to figure out how much of these I want to show, because I want you to be able to see the bits and pieces, but I don't want it to be one paper to dominate another paper. So I'm really kind of looking to see how it's going to look, and that's why I keep putting my photo back. And at this point, I'm trying not to move it. And I am going to add pop dots underneath these, because if you remember, I have that texture paste there. And so I find that the ATG doesn't tape that well. I probably really need to get some really good double stick tape for stuff like this, or for like mixed media type stuff, because I like how the pop dots works, because it really does help lift everything up, and then you get to see the texture from the texture paste still. And that was one thing I was worried about, is by adding this layer on there, you know, what if I can't see it? And I really wanted to be able to see each layer. I mean, you work so hard, so you want bits and pieces of it to show. And I think that's what makes layouts really good from certain ones, is the ones where you can see all the different elements that you've done, but it doesn't overpower. So half of it I'm going to use ATG, and then I'm going to put pop dots. And I use a ton of pop dots just in case. And I cut this out because who wants to see me like putting pop dots and taking the tape off? It's a pain. It took like a minute for me to do all that. I'm not lying. And that was sped up. So at this point, I know that I want to start adding different stuff on my layout, and I have those watercolor word stickers, and so I'm going to put those to the side because at first I was thinking I was going to add it, and then I decided let's go to the sticker sheet because I haven't used much of that. And I picked the banner that says Sparkle and Shine, and it just looks perfect right there in the middle of my two girls. And this picture was taken right before school, near the beginning of the school year. And the girls came in and they are so happy and they're like jumping around and, like, of course they're happy. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning and mommy's not ready to do school, but they are. And they're like, Mommy, we're twins today. We're twins. And they were dressed like in matching clothes and hats. And they're just so happy that they're twins. It was super cute. So I'm like, okay, let's take a picture because they were super happy and smiling. So I figured this was a good time to take a picture because sometimes they are getting to that age where sometimes they'll take great, amazing pictures and then sometimes they just don't want me to pull out the camera. So I'm going to take advantage of those good picture moments. And I love this photo of them. They look so cute. So here I'm just layering some stuff. And I really like that 1, 2, 3, 4. It kind of reminded me of the aspect of the fact that this was before school. And like you see, and I cut that. I was thinking about using it down there. And then I decided that I don't really like it there. And I kind of have a hard time with that happy day little banner thingy too. At first I thought, oh, I'll add it here. And then I decided that I didn't want to because it kind of took away from all the stuff that was going on over there. So I decided to put it down there. I thought that that open space down underneath Leilani had a little bit more potential to not be overwhelming because I knew I was going to try to do like a cluster there. So besides the two like vellum clusters at the ends of the banners, I'm going to have the 3 clusters. And you'll see the top cluster better when I start working on it. I'll pull that layout down. I know it's a little bit up there. I try to get this frame a little bit close up for you guys so you can see it a little better and then you don't see my stand because the way my stand is, it kind of sticks out if I have it full frame. And I'm looking through these again. I don't know why I keep looking through them. I know what colors I have. Almost no black, and I think I have blue and light green left. And a couple of the big pink ones. And so I'm just layering. I'm trying to keep each cluster with similar aspects. So I have an arrow on each one. I have hearts. I have like some kind of tag or something, like the happy day and the ones that I cut in half. And I was using some of the ATG and then I switched to that liquid glue, and I will say I don't like the liquid with those vellum hearts. It really makes them like stick up. But the ones from the kit, from the vellum, from the studio, the vanilla, Cocoa Vanilla Studios. There we go. I'm not sure if they punched them out or if it was part of our kit that Anyway, so we have those punched out hearts. Well, those ones, you could really see the ATG behind, so that's why I used the glue, but they really curled up. So I don't know. I might have to eventually So I'm trying to use that other banner, and it's just not working. You would think that I would have figured before that it wasn't going to work, but... And I use that flare that says best friends. It's really cute, and I like that it matches. And now I'm adding these little hearts from that, and they kind of look watercolory, so they kind of match. But also, I was thinking about using the word happy, and then you'll see I start putting it on, and I don't like it. It's not going on straight. It's partly because it's that cursive font. Excuse me. And it just wouldn't go on straight. It was bugging the crap out of me. Like, ugh. Like, I tried it in another spot, and I took that off because it looks really crappy. Like, the way that my head is in the way to try to get it straight. It just was not working. And so I just picked a couple of the smaller words because those fit on better. And they look a lot cuter than the happy anyway. I think I'm almost done. I believe I just add, the title, which is Mom, Today We Are Twins. I figured I wasn't going to go to original, except for it is original because the girls said it to me, right? Plus, I didn't do journaling yet on here, and the page looks so nice, and with all the stenciling stuff, I figured that I'll probably write something on the back or on a card and put it like in the folder in the page protector so that people can take it out. I really love those stickers. I know I say that every single time I use these. I'm going to be sad when they're all gone. Though I don't think I've ever thrown out a thicker sheet yet. So I use some of the arrow thingies, the chevrons, just to kind of add something. Since I have the twins down near the third cluster, it just kind of ties in all the other clusters. I really just love how this turned out, and I'm just going to add some Heidi shine. Yes, Adele, you got us all saying it. And I was having a hard time getting this out. I was afraid to add really, really big splatters, so I didn't put my stir in there, or the stick in there very far. So I had a really hard time getting even bigger ones. So here are the close-ups. I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you guys want to read a little bit more about this, I also have a blog post on my blog, which will be in the description box below. And have a great weekend, guys. I will see you later. Bye.